How are we, everybody? It is Tuesday night. I was forgetting what night it was there. Welcome to the Late Night Agenda. I'm your host, Craig, and as always, you are very, very welcome along to the show. Let me start off by saying a massive congratulations to all our Welsh viewers in qualifying for the Euros. Just as we're starting to stream this now, Wales have won their game and qualified after beating Hungary. So, congratulations to Wales. Obviously, Ireland, my home country, going to have to go through the playoffs after a drawn 1-1 with Denmark. A score that I actually predicted, funnily enough. And look, hopefully the Republic and the North can make it as well. And then we can have a lot of nations there at the Euros next season. But look, or next summer, excuse me. There's a lot for us to get through tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The massive breaking news today. We thought just with international football on, there wouldn't be much club news to talk about. Well, the massive breaking news, as you can see from our headline tonight, and you can see from the thumbnail, is Spurs have parted ways, or sacked, whichever way you want to put it, with Mauricio Pochettino, leaving a massive vacancy at a very big club to fill in European football. Look, it's no secret that Spurs haven't had a great start to the season under Pochettino, but as somebody else pointed out, they're not very far off hitting 5th spot if they were to put a couple of wins together, and that is a job that we've got somebody to talk about that's been linked with the job as well. You might be saying to yourself, hey Craig, what the fuck has this got to do with Liverpool? Well, I kind of like to feel like the 6 times does have a little bit to do with it, in that Pochettino said that if he had perhaps won the Champions League during the summer, he may have walked away from Spurs. Well, Daniel Levy, it looks like, has pushed before Mauricio Pochettino could walk. He's not going to be short of offers. We'll go through this in more detail as the stream goes on. There are going to be clubs queuing up around Europe to sign Pochettino as their manager. I'm also very interested to find out perhaps how much it cost Levy to pay up his contract, because he needs a couple of years left on his deal, I think, at Spurs, maybe even a few more. The figure of $8.5 million is one that I'd read somewhere earlier on. But that with... Sorry, I'm distracted. That in mind, there's loads for us to get through on tonight's stream. Hello to everybody that's in the chat already. Great to have you with us. Shout out to Gini and Jadon as well, who banged in a hat-trick for Holland tonight in their 5-0 victory over Estonia. Obviously, Virgil van Dijk didn't take part in that game for personal reasons, but Gini and Jadon is carrying on his really, really impressive form for Holland. A hat-trick! I mean, Gini's doing massive bits for his international team, and fair play to him, absolutely delighted for him. Who else today has been playing in international football? Somebody else was playing today as well. Oh, Brazilians, yes. Alisson and Fabinho played today for Brazil in their 3-0 victory, I think it was, over South Korea. It's about time that we start seeing Fabinho getting the international recognition that he gets when he plays for Liverpool. I'm not sure how you pronounce the Brazilian manager's name. Is it Tite? I'm not sure which way you pronounce it. Anyway, he was overlooked for the last major competition. Now it looks like he's definitely in the manager's plans, and how could you ignore him? He's been so damn good for the Reds this season that it is great to finally see him starting to get a look at an international level. Let me see, there's loads else for us to get to, but let me see what you guys want to talk about. Can't believe they actually did it. Said my name, Steve. Look, mate, massive congratulations. Nothing but love. So happy to see Wales in another major competition. I'm not a big fan of international football, but what I am a fan of is people being happy, and I love to see our followers, our subscribers on YouTube and wherever else you guys are watching be happy that the countries have qualified. I mean, just because international football isn't for me, it doesn't mean I don't appreciate how much it means to everybody else. So look, to the English people watching, to the Welsh people watching, to the Danish people watching, Swiss people watching, wherever you're from, if you've qualified for the European Championships next summer, massive love to you and congratulations, and I hope that you're all enjoying it. Right, what else have we got to go through? I think Bayern will want Pochettino, said Ashwan. Yeah, there's a few big vacancies floating around, and there's a few big managerial options floating around as well. Luis Enrique, by the way, has gone back to become the Spanish national team manager again. Obviously, he stepped away and he had the passing of his daughter, unfortunately, and it's time that he's gone back. He's gone back to the Spanish job after they qualified for the Euros. They had, I think it was Moreno was in place as a caretaker, and he stepped aside, and Luis Enrique has gone back to become the Spanish national coach. So lots of stuff on the managerial merry-go-round. Arsene Wenger obviously has taken up a job with UEFA, I think it is. I'm not sure exactly. I think it's a technical role or something like that. So that rules him out of either the Bayern Munich job, the Spurs job, not that he'd take that, having managed Arsenal, or any other job that might come up. I mean, if Pochettino, say, had his head turned by Manchester United, and I don't know if that's a genuine option for him, then the United job becomes available. I want to see what people think about this one. We'll get into all the Liverpool stuff. We'll talk about the game coming up against Palace. We'll talk about our injuries. We'll talk about everything. But we can't ignore this. It is massive, massive Premier League news. Mauricio Pochettino is a manager that I hold very, very in high esteem or high regard. But why hasn't it worked out this season at Spurs? Maybe he's not getting the buy-in from the players after what he said in the summer. Is it because some of his players are running down their contracts, likes of Eriksen and that, and might piss off? I don't know, but I want to see what you guys have to think about it. And also, let's be frank about this. The streams are going to be a bit quieter over the next couple of weeks because I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here is on, and I couldn't miss a chance to shoehorn that into the thumbnail tonight as well because I've got to be honest, I will be watching it. I did watch the first episode, I have the second one recorded. But I want to know how you're all feeling out there in YouTube land, so please do let me know your thoughts. Eugene McGeever said Jurgen Klinsmann is the new Tottenham Hotspur manager because he knows Spurs inside out. He's a shit manager, though, Eugene. That's the big problem there. He did okay with the United States national team, but that kind of fell off. And I don't know, I haven't really been keeping track on what he's been doing lately, if he is even managing anywhere, but for me, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the right fit. Now, the name that has been doing the rounds, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably seen this as well, somebody who said that he wants to get back into management, somebody who still has a home in London, that is, of course, Jose Mourinho. Somebody who I'm sure Spurs fans would have mixed feelings about if he was to come in and take that job, but the reports coming out early, and this is early, because obviously Pochettino's only after leaving today, are that he is one of the front runners for the job, and you gotta say, Jose Mourinho will be a massive name to take over at Spurs. But if I'm a Spurs fan, we've got that lovely shiny new stadium, the last thing I'm gonna want to see is Mourinho's fucking sour puss rocking up. And if I'm being honest about this, I'm not a fan of the style of football that Jose Mourinho plays. So if there's any Spurs fans that are popping into the chat, I'd love to know your thoughts on all of this as well. Pochettino looks Bayern bound, said Liverpool legend. It would be a good move for him. I mean, I suppose it's the easy option here, isn't it? I mean, the job is there. Maybe Daniel Levy saved a few quid because perhaps there was conversations going on behind the scenes to say, look, if you go on and take this job, then, you know, how about this amount of a settlement figure or whatever? And look, it's all just conjecture, but yes, I can imagine he definitely would be an option for the Bayern Munich job. It's a good show. I can see why people are putting two and two together and coming up with perhaps four in this case. Quick maths there, by the way, for everybody. Pep to Spurs, Ole to City, and Allardyce to United. Of course, yeah, we can't forget Pep Guardiola and all of this because there's been a lot of talk over the last few days as well that maybe Pep Guardiola could be linked back to that Bayern Munich job, or indeed perhaps back to Barcelona. So yeah, there's loads of talk around that as well. Pep Guardiola's people, I believe, have been quick to point out that Guardiola still has, I think, a year and a half left on his contract. I could be wrong about that. I know he has at least a year and a half left on his contract at Manchester City anyway. What have we got? I would like to watch I'm a Celebrity. It's good, Craig. Your opinion? I like it, Scotty. I mean, I don't watch much of that type of television, if you want to say, but I do like I'm a Celebrity. I don't know why. I do like it, but I do. What have you got? Darkness said, I'm hoping that Liverpool try for Son. Yeah, the thing about it is Daniel Levy is a nightmare to deal with, and Son has a few years, I think, left on his Spurs contract. Please do correct me if I'm wrong on that one. So yeah, I'd imagine getting him out of there would be a nightmare, particularly with the likes of Eriksen looking like they're going to leave. What did Rabadon have to say? Yeah, it was Rabadon. Sorry, thank you for the super chat, mate. Yeah, Pep to Spurs, Ole to City, and Allardyce to United. Imagine. Is there enough gravy in Manchester now for Sam to rock up there? And hasn't he retired now, I believe, as well? But look, yeah, of course he's not going to go to United. Of course United wouldn't even consider Sam Allardyce. But it will be interesting to see if they've any thoughts of maybe moving Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on and trying to approach Pochettino. Or maybe, like somebody pointed out earlier on, maybe Pochettino to Bayern Munich is a done deal behind the scene. Boy is in. How are we, Anthony? Great to see you in, mate. And again, I had Anthony on for a chat last Friday. Really enjoyed it. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, please do go back and check out the video. Obviously, Leicester City flying high in the Premier League. In second place, Boy was full of the joys of spring, as you'd expect. What else have we got? Hashtag Klopp free Genie, said Callum. It is mad, isn't it? Is it because of the role or is it the system? I don't know. But for whatever reason, Genie Wijnaldum is absolutely flying for his international team. But look, he's been doing bits as well for Liverpool, and we can't underestimate the impact that he has in that Liverpool midfield. I mean, he probably is part of Jurgen Klopp's tried and tested midfield trio. Himself, Fabinho and Jordan Henderson, probably the go-to at the minute. Yes, I know a lot of us are hoping Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain changes that and forces his way into Klopp's thinking, but Gini Wijnaldum is one hell of a fine footballer. I said it the other day on Twitter, possibly one of the most underrated players in the Premier League. I absolutely love Gini, and I was delighted to hear that he's got a hat-trick tonight. What have we got? Liverpool legend said, Pep and Manchester City are a match made in heaven. All that money, can't see him losing that. What else have we got? Do you reckon Ireland will qualify for the Euro, said big man Steve? From what I can gather, mate, and again, my knowledge of international football isn't at the highest. I think obviously we're in the playoffs. I think we'll probably have an away game in the semi-final of the playoffs, and it's looking like possibly maybe Slovakia or someone like that, I think. So it'll be difficult, but you can never rule out Ireland or anything, mate. I mean, one thing we will be is difficult to beat, but scoring goals is a massive problem. 7 goals in the group stage just isn't enough, particularly when Switzerland and Denmark were banging those in anyway, in a game almost. So yeah, we needed to score more goals. We're defensively resolute. Randolph's actually been really good in goal as well for Ireland during the internationals, but would be difficult to beat. But it's just a matter of trying to nick one. I think if we can keep a clean sheet and nick one, slating the bleeding obvious, we could do it. But I mean, it wasn't easy. We had a chance at the Aviva the other night against Denmark, a game that, you know, probably was one of the best Irish performances in quite a while. And we still didn't get the win. It was a 1-1 draw, as you guys know. So, I mean, anything is possible. But I don't want to talk. I don't want to bring a downer on this for Welsh people or English people that are watching, because you guys qualified and you deserve every admiration and respect for that. Hopefully, a lot more of the home nations can get there as well. Bassett12 said news on Robertson's injury. From what I can gather, mate, he's looking very unlikely for the game against Crystal Palace. There are rumours going around that Mohamed Salah's injury could keep him out for up to a month. Now, I do have to stress they are rumours. But that being said, I would say there's no chance in hell of him starting this game on Saturday against Crystal Palace. So, both of those for me, I would cast as major doubts. I'd say almost rule them out at this point from what I'm reading. But, you know, anything can happen. And it's very difficult to get concrete information out of Liverpool these days with regards to injuries, specifically the length of injury. So Robbo obviously will be the more likely of the two, but in my head, I'm ruling both out. But I'm a pessimist when it comes to stuff like this, so I always work off a worst case scenario. And with that in mind, look, we'll build up to the game more as the week goes on. But you're immediately thinking perhaps James Milner in there at left back and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain or Divock Origi in for Mohamed Salah. Any injury updates? They pretty much are the injury updates that I have. Gomez looks like he will be available, by the way. I know Gomez had a knock or a jarring of his knee in training, and he had to leave before the second international game. From what I can read and what I can gather, Joe Gomez will be available for the Palace game. So, I mean, I suppose that is some good news on a week that we haven't had the greatest of news with regards to injuries. Hope Pochettino doesn't go to United, said Cape Town Muslim. So do I. I've said it all along, mate. I'm not going to lie. If Pochettino went to United, it would worry me, because he is a manager that is there to rebuild or to build clubs up and that are struggling. And it's kind of been his forte. Excellent at Southampton, fantastically well at Spurs. And if he went into United with the financial backing that he could get there, I'm not going to lie, mate, it would worry me. Not worry me enough that I'd actually lose any fucking sleep over it, but it would worry me that United might get back into actually challenging for top 4 places, which they don't look like doing anytime soon. But then again, I hate Manchester United, so anything that keeps those fuckers down is good with me. Do Robbo and Salah have similar injuries, asked Liz? They're both ankle injuries, Liz. Other than that, I honestly don't know how similar they are in regards to the seriousness of their injuries or the actual details. I just know they're both related to their ankles. The COP Council, Conor Nesbitt, said, time for Big Shaqiri to step up if Salah is out for a month. Oh, mate, what do I say about Shaqiri? Look, I've got to be honest about it. I don't think he's good enough for Liverpool Football Club, and I'd much rather have Divock Origi, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I'd fucking rather Harvey Elliott play over Shaqiri, if I'm being honest. Everything I'm reading about Shaqiri signals that he wants out, and that Jurgen Klopp isn't willing to sanction a sale from in January, but may well be willing to move him on. In the summer, the head cold is just throwing my voice off, and sometimes I'm going through half a word and getting the word wrong because I'm that tired and stupid and bunged up that I'm getting shit wrong. But yeah, for me, Shaqiri looks like he'll probably move on next summer, and I'm somebody that believes if a player wants out of a football club, and it seems to be that way, there's a lot of articles stating that he wants out for varying reasons, mostly around game time. For me, why waste time? I wouldn't waste time playing him. I'd rather give that time to somebody else that's going to be here long term, whether that be Lallana, and I don't know if he'll be here long term, whether that be Origi, whether that be Elliott, whether that be Ryan Brewster, whoever it might be. I'd rather give those minutes to somebody that has a future at the club. But that's just me, and I've never been Xherdan Shaqiri's biggest fan. I always thought he was a decent impact sub to have, not somebody I'd want to be starting for a prolonged period of time. But that's just my opinion, and I know there's a lot of people out there that absolutely love Shaqiri, and I won't belittle any Liverpool player. I'll just give you my opinion on it. And Shaqiri for me isn't somebody I would feel comfortable starting on a regular basis. But that's just my view. Did you hear about Switzerland under 19s winning 16-1? I didn't, but that is ridiculous to go and win a game 16-1. It kind of does let you know that sometimes the levels just aren't right. They need to be adjusted with regards to who should be playing who. But I mean, 16-1, I don't even know what to say. Bassett12 said, sell Shaqiri and buy Ryan Fraser. Simple. Don't sell him to a rival team though. Yeah, the articles that we'd seen about Ryan Fraser, and there are a few that suggest Liverpool are interested in him, also had a lot of, well, what if Harry Wilson went the other way kind of stuff. I don't know. I know a lot of people still hold out hope that Wilson will come good and play for Liverpool down the line. Not for me to say whether he will or won't. I don't think he's doing enough at Bournemouth to suggest that he can play for a European champions winning title challenging team like Liverpool. I think maybe his level is just a little bit lower. I think Wilson is a Premier League level player, but again, very young and a lot of time for him to develop and a lot of time left in this season to see how he gets on. So I don't want to write off Harry Wilson by any stretch of the imagination. The Fraser thing, is he good enough? I know a lot of you guys had mixed feelings on this when we spoke about it recently. Bassett said Ramsey ran out of contract and they never offered him a new one. With regards to Arsenal, they would let him run down his contract and just let him walk. Strange one for me when they gave I think he wanted at the time that Mesut Ozil was renewing his deal. I think Aaron Ramsey wanted similar, if not the same type of money that Ozil was getting, because if I remember correctly, at the time his statistics were in and around the same as Mesut Ozil's over, I don't know, a season or 2 seasons. So in his mind, he felt like he deserved, and you can understand why, Mesut Ozil level money if Arsenal were throwing that type of money around. Craig, who do you think will replace Pochettino with Spurs? As I said, the front runner at the minute seems to be Jose Mourinho, but whether Mourinho would go in there, whether he feels that he'd get the financial backing that he might need to do a rebuild at Spurs, if a rebuild is indeed needed there, I don't know. It is an interesting one, and it only got sprang on us, I suppose, in the last couple of hours, so I haven't really had time to digest it or think it through, which is why I was so looking forward to coming on here tonight and having a chat with everybody and seeing what suggestions other people have. Do you think Shaqiri could leave in January, asks Liz? No, because from what I've read, Liz, and again, take everything with a pinch of salt, it seems like Jurgen Klopp isn't willing to let him leave in January because he may be needed with the amount of games that we have coming up over the course of the rest of the season and that. So no is what I would guess on that one, but it's football, you can never rule anything out. Stephen Soar said, I was saying about Elliot earlier on, but it was pointed out that Palace away is maybe not the right game to involve him in. Oh, absolutely, mate. I'm talking long term here. Oh, Origi for me has to start that game, if not Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. But I'd rather have Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain starting in a midfield role and Origi then maybe flip Sadio Mane over to what was his preferred right hand side before Mohamed Salah came in and he was switched over to the left, and then put Shaqiri out on the left hand side, or not Shaqiri, Origi, excuse me, on the left hand side. That would be my option if I was to pick a team, because Divock Origi to me looks like a man full of confidence as well. A lot of people asking about if Poch is gone, do you think there's any chance of Spurs selling Son to Liverpool? No, I don't, because of Daniel Levy, and because any manager that comes into Spurs is going to want to work with Son. Let's be honest, he's an excellent player with a very good attitude. So yeah, I can't see any manager, I think that would probably be one of the first things any potential manager would say to Daniel Levy is, you're not getting rid of Harry Kane and you're not getting rid of Son. Anything after that, I suppose, could be on the table for conversation. Craig, I think we can get more money than we paid for Shaqiri. Absolutely, Scotty. If we were to sell Shaqiri now, I would say we'd more than double what we paid for him, which I think it was 13 million if memory serves correct. I think it was something like that. That was his relegation clause in his Stoke contract. Do you think we'll beat Crystal Palace, said Benjamin? I'm always nervous, mate, coming back from games after the international break, and Palace away can be difficult at the best of times, but yes, I do think we'll beat Crystal Palace, but I'm not necessarily expecting it to be one of Liverpool's finest performances. It could be like other games this season where we've just ground out a win, mate, but we are a better team than Crystal Palace, and we should be going to Crystal Palace and winning, but it's the Premier League and it's so competitive that you can never rule out anything. But yeah, I mean, how could I not back us to go there and win when we've played 12 games, won 11 and drawn 1, and that game was away to Manchester Atkinson FC. So, yeah, I'm very happy with where we are as a club at the minute, and I'm fancy us going into pretty much any game. Is Mo definitely out of the Palace game? I would say yes, Stephen. I would say absolutely yes, but I'm not the club, so anything I'm saying is just an opinion. So, factually, not that I'm aware of, but I would say he's not going to play the game. But that's just my opinion. Dave Smith said, I prefer Origi through the middle. Which would mean what? Moving Bobby around, Dave, into another position, perhaps? I think the less dragging players out of familiar positions that we can do, the better. And I like Origi off that left-hand side, actually. I think he can be quite effective there. Yeah, some of his step-overs, some of his footwork lately has been absolutely class. Pontian Soccer Academy said, Oxlade-Chamberlain in central midfield only. He's a totally different player there. I agree. Wholeheartedly agree, mate. I think Henderson and Fabinho with him ahead would be absolute quality, and I love Chamberlain, absolutely love him. Danny, I've no idea where Connor is, mate. I mean, I was chatting with him earlier on WhatsApp, but I think he's working, doing college stuff, something like that. I'm listening to the Sports Bar on TalkSport now. Fuck TalkSport. Eugene, love you, mate, love you to bits, but fuck TalkShite and that piece of shit station. I absolutely can't stand them, can't stand their opinions, can't stand the people that they have on there, and anybody that gives Jason Cundy a job for me deserves a massive fuck you. So, yeah, that's my opinion on TalkShite. Shaqiri plus 100 million for Son. Yeah, look, Son isn't going to happen. I mean, and if we're spending 100 million plus Shaqiri on Son, we're spending 130 odd million on Son, which is too much money to be spending on Son. That's more than we were being linked with spending with Jadon Sancho. Any news on Mbappe, asks Callum Talks Prem. Yes, it won't be happening, Callum. Seems to be the news on Kylian Mbappe, mate. I'm sorry to be the one on here pissing all over your cornflakes, but yeah, it does seem unrealistic, and all the stuff coming out from any journalist that I hold in high esteem or in high value seems to suggest no. The Jadon Sancho thing, now that's entirely possible by the looks of it. We spoke the other night, 140 million euros seems to be the price tag that Borussia Dortmund believe that Jadon Sancho was worth. Whether we'll pay that or not, if we go after him or not, it remains to be seen. But it's a much more realistic one for me, even with the Nike money, than Kylian Mbappe. Although, would I love Mbappe? Yes, of course. I'd absolutely adore Kylian Mbappe. He's a wonderful footballer. LFC Kylian said Shaqiri's back and Genie scored a hat-trick. Can I ask a question? And this is a genuine question to all, and there seems to be a lot of you guys out there that are Shaqiri fans. Why? What? Just why? Why? And it feels a weird question to ask, because I want everybody to back every Liverpool player, but I genuinely want to know what it is about Shaqiri that so many people admire him so much, and I'm intrigued. Not because I disagree, because I'm genuinely intrigued with what you guys like about him so much. And I'd love to know. If you have a chance, please do put it in the chat. Right, what else we got? Also, yes, I keep forgetting to say this, but hit that fucking subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't subscribed, you do enjoy our streams, then please do hit that button. We are on the road towards 30k, and we want to get there as soon as possible, so we need your help to do so. So give us a thumbs up, keep your comments coming, subscribe, and make sure to turn those notifications on. Palace away will be a hard game, in my opinion, said John. Yep, it will. It will be, mate. I mean, most away games in the Premier League are hard games, and coming back after the international break, you've got to take into account the distance players will be travelling as well, how late they get back, how much time they played on international duty. So, yeah, the team selection always intrigues me after the international breaks. And when you have the likes of James Milner and Lallana and that, who would have been at Melwood training throughout the time, working on tactical stuff, you know, you kind of think to yourself, maybe these guys are more likely to start. Colin McAteer said, Craig, could Allegri go to Tottenham Hotspur? That's a good show, Colin. Allegri is an excellent manager. Wouldn't be too fond of his style of football again, similar to a Mourinho-esque style almost, in more based off defensive solidity. But no doubt the man's calibre. Allegri's an excellent manager. What have we got? Joanne said Shaqiri's a nifty player. Shaqiri gave Mourinho the sacks at LFC Gamer. I don't know why I like Shaqiri, but I like him. He's not. I like him. Like my favourite player. I don't know why though. That's a fair, honest answer, Shanzo. Thank you. How much do you love Klopp from a scale of 1 to, I don't know what the fuck that number is, mate. There's too many zeros there, but whatever that number is, that amount. 1 to infinity. I absolutely adore Jurgen Klopp. I've said it many times, and I'm going to carry on saying it. There is not another manager in world football that I would rather have at this football club. And it's one of the reasons I almost refuse to answer the whole who do you want in after Klopp. Because I don't. I want Klopp forever. I want Klopp to be here as long as Klopp can possibly be here. He understands the club. He understands the people. He understands the fans. He understands everything about Liverpool Football Club. The man's a socialist at heart. I absolutely adore him, and I want him here forever. He won't be, but I mean, enjoy every moment that he is here. I still smile to this day knowing that Jurgen Norbert Klopp is the manager of Liverpool Football Club. It is fucking beautiful. Pochettino will go to Bayern, reckons LFC Gamer. Good night, I'm going to watch I'm a Celeb, said Big Man Steve. Well, it's nice to know, mate, where we are in your list of fucking priorities, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You can't even record I'm a Celebrity and watch us while you're already on here. I mean, Christ almighty. Am I not more appealing? Are you not entertained, sir? Are you not entertained? Am I not more appealing to you than Caitlyn Jenner? What if I stuck on a wig and pouted a little bit? I mean, come on. Look at the sex appeal. Surely to God. I'm only joking, mate. I have it recording. I'm going to watch it myself later on. As I said, it is one of my guilty pleasures, if that is the right phrase. Actually, on Caitlyn Jenner, I think that she's come across really well so far from what I've watched of it. Very nurturing. This is what we want to be talking about. Now let's move on. We can do a whole I'm a fucking Celebrity stream another time. Craig, did you watch I'm a Celebrity tonight yet? No, Colin, I do have it recorded though. God, I feel like such a diva here. No, it's recorded over there on my Sky Q box. Don't know why I suddenly became a fucking American there as well with a shitty ass accent, but yeah, there you go. Klopp then Gerrard in about 10 years, said Dave Smith. Dortmund don't care if they sell Sancho. He's having a bad season. They could get the same kind of money they got for Ousmane Dembele. Sancho is overhyped, said LFC Gamer. Well, the 140 million that I was talking about, mate, kind of was in relation to Dembele. They believe that Sancho is worth more than Dembele and that should be a minimum that they should be getting for him. What have we got? I'm a Celebrity finished 11 minutes ago, said Callum. There you go. I was wondering why the chat started to pick up a little bit, you cheeky little fuckers. Here's me thinking, oh, it's really nice. People are coming out tonight and watching. Little did I know that it's only because I'm a fucking B-Tech answer to I'm a Celebrity that's over and that you go, no, might as well watch this fucking Egypt for a few minutes then. Fair enough. I'll take it. I'll take it, ladies and gentlemen. I love you anyway. I love you even with your faults. Craig, who do you think is going to win the Golden Boot in the Premier League this season? If he stays fit, I can never look past Aguero, Liam. If I'm being honest, I think Mo and Sadio will fight it out for us. I think probably Sadio will finish our top scorer, but if Sergio Aguero's fit, I can't look past Aguero, mate. I mean, the man's a goal scoring machine if he stays fit and Pep continues to play him. But yeah, that's my honest answer. I would lean towards Aguero. I mean, it kills me to say it because he's a City player, but the man is quality and one of the best centre forwards currently out there. Harry Kane, though, I mean, the man is just a goal scorer machine as well. Like, obviously Spurs not in great form, but his form for England that has been absolutely fantastic. And sometimes I probably don't give Harry Kane the recognition that he deserves as a goal scorer. I mean, he is quality. He really fucking is quality. Kills me to say it again because he's a rivals player, but he's an excellent footballer. Do you think Ireland will win against Slovakia in the playoffs? Is that who we have in the playoffs, Cormac? I didn't know if it was confirmed or not. We're going to be away. It's a one-legged game in the semi-final, if my memory's right on this, Cormac. So, got a chance. I mean, I'd rather Slovakia than we ended up getting Wales, which I think was one of our other options if they hadn't have won tonight and gone through. So, yeah, we've got a chance. Mate, Ireland are difficult to beat. So yeah, we've always got a chance. Sancho will become world class under Klopp's nurturing, said Adam Parks. Right, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you think that Jadon Sancho is a realistic target for Liverpool Football Club, ladies and gents. So obviously if you think that there is a good chance we could sign Jadon Sancho, give me a thumbs up, and if you think it's absolute horseshit, give me a thumbs down. I like Shaqiri as he's only Oompa Loompa to break into the Premier League. Oh, come on. I don't even rate him that highly, and I'm not calling him a fucking Oompa Loompa. He definitely doesn't skip leg day, though. We can say that with absolute certainty. Right, so what have we got? Like, thumbs up, thumbs up. Adam's going yes. Collins, yes. Liam's, yes. John's loves no. What else we got? More thumbs up, I would say. Oh, there's a few thumbs down in a row coming in now, though, a little bit later on. Cormac saying no. Brian saying yes. Sirac saying 5 thumbs down. Bassett saying yes. Kylian saying no. John Irwin's giving it a no as well. Rizzy said sign him. John Harris, Wales won. Yep, I started off the stream, mate, congratulating Wales on qualifying for the Euros, and nothing but love, buddy. Well deserved. Mark Forrester saying yes. Stephen Soar saying yes. Jim Aledis is saying yes. Frisbee Bound saying yes. Someone else saying overpriced. I think it's a real mixed bag here, you know, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't even go as to say... I would say this is a 50-50. Close enough to a 50-50 amongst you guys in whether you think it's realistic or not. It's genuinely interesting to see, because one of the reasons I love doing these streams is that we can get a consensus on stuff like this, and we can get a good view across the Liverpool fan base in many different countries on various topics, whether it be Shaqiri, whether we sign Sancho or not. And yeah, it's one of the beauties of doing this. Where would Sancho play though, to the LFC, Kylian? Like I always say, mate, when it comes to signing somebody in this position, when we've got that front three that are so damn good, I wouldn't look at it as somebody having to play every single week, or as somebody having to come in and just flat out replace somebody, because it is, 50 odd games a season, maybe more sometimes. You're going to want to rest players, you're going to want to rotate players, and in order to keep players fresh for the big games as well, that rotation will come in handy. And if you have players like Jadon, Sancho, Divock Origi, Harvey Elliott, Ryan Brewster as options to come in and transfer in or to swap in, then that's surely a good thing. And when you've got a winning squad, you're winning trophies, it's very easy to keep players happy if they're still getting 30 games out of the season. Chris Jepson said, I hope we don't sign Sancho, it would be bad business. Scotty said no. Gerald Ogbonna said no, or yes, excuse me, but yes, but overpriced, I think you meant to say. Craig, the playoff qualifier draw isn't until Friday. Yeah, I know, Colin, but there was... My understanding of this is very vague, Colin, mate, but I believe that there are certain countries that were possible to be drawn against. Again, international football, don't pay attention enough to give an honest assessment of it, so I'll take your guys' opinion on it, because as much as it'd be great for Ireland to qualify, I'm not really too arsed about international football. There is talks of Ole out and Pochettino in. That was obviously going to start Adam straight away, mate. There's also talk, as I said earlier on, of Jose Mourinho perhaps coming in and taking over the Spurs job, and I hope that United stick with Solskjaer, because if Pochettino went in there, it would worry me a lot more than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being in there, and I hope they at least give Solskjaer the rest of the season to fail miserably. We need somebody extra, but at that price, probably safer to go for Werner, said Craig Adams. There is no argument against Werner for me, Craig, mate. I agree with anybody who suggests Timo Werner, particularly with that 30 odd million quid price tag. It just seems a no-brainer. I don't understand why it wasn't done sooner, or why more clubs aren't tripping over themselves to get him at that money. I think, and again, open to being corrected on this, but what I remember reading about his contract was there was some, as well as there being a 30 million clause in there or whatever, there was some other clause that suggested it had to be from a highly ranked European club, or a club in Champions League football, or a list of one of 10 clubs or something along those lines. I think there was something else in his contract apart from just being a flat out 30 million. You can put Bobby centre attack in midfield, Mo striker, and Sancho on the right wing, said Tom Jones. Great listening to you, so nice to hear somebody supporting all things in football British, said John. Mate, I don't have any biases for or against anybody. I take people and treat them on an individual basis, John, mate. How could I sit on here in good conscience and slag off England, or slag off Wales and slag off Scotland, when I spend so much time on here having fantastic conversations and enjoying myself talking to people from all around the world, buddy? So it's only ever love for me. I'm not somebody that goes into this Scotland or Rangers Celtic stuff. I don't go into this England Ireland stuff, mate. We're all individuals, and I try and treat people as I find them. So I know that we've got a lot of people that watch from England, a lot of people that watch from Wales, and I just thought it would be only right that I come on and congratulate both nations and their supporters on qualifying. Those English supporters that boo Joe Gomez can kiss my ass, because they're a bunch of pricks. That's my honest opinion on it. I mean, why the fuck would you boo somebody to play for your own country? But that's a separate argument. Republic of Ireland will face Slovakia next, the March 2020 playoff semi-final. So Kieran Bailey, has that been confirmed? Because I'm getting some mixed reviews here in the chat, and I'm going to take your opinions on this one, because as I said, you guys know more about the international scene than I do. I will sit here and debate Liverpool's style, Liverpool's players, Liverpool's tactics with anybody, but when it comes to international football, I am a bit of a bandwagon jumper honorer when it comes to the Big tournaments. Sancho's always pretty crap for England, said Dave Smith. Look, does anybody else, even you guys that are fans of international football, surely you have to admit that the difference in watching international football and watching high-level club football is like night and day. It's almost like two separate sports. Obviously, you get with international football, you've got less time together, you've only got a specific pool of players to draw from, and I get all of that. But I mean, even the highest level, going and watching international football and then going and watching Liverpool play, it's like night and day for me. It's like two different sports altogether. Werner can play on the wing also, said Scotty, and he can, as I pointed out to you guys previously. That is where he started his career, I believe. Happy for my country to qualify today, said Ted. Is that? Oh, I don't know what flag that is, mate. If you're Welsh, congratulations. What else have we got? Great attitude, Craig, mate. Thank you, John. I've got a couple of flaws, mate, that I'm blunt in a lot of the things that I say, and that tends to offend a lot of people, but underneath it all, I'm genuinely open-minded, and I try not to get pigeonholed or pigeonhole other people into specific groups. I mean, there are some England fans that are arseholes, absolutely. There are also some England fans that are absolute gents and absolute top ladies that deserve massive respect. So I take people as I find them, mate, and anybody that I've been lucky enough to interact with on here has been nothing but loving, friendly and helpful towards me, and that's all that you're going to get back. I said it many times, if you come into this chat and treat people and myself with respect, you'll get that love and respect back 100 times. But if you come in and act like a dickhead, you're going to get short shrift, because I won't be too long about telling you to fuck off, nor will the people in the chat, because we've got a great group in here, and I look forward to it every single night, coming on and chatting with you guys. Tomorrow night I won't be on, for a couple of reasons, and I might need your help on this a little bit, and this is very Irish centric, so bear with me 1 second. Tomorrow night, firstly, I'm going to be on the Coppish podcast, so I'm really looking forward to that. I think it records tomorrow, and I think Drifty said to me it's going to go out maybe on Friday. So I'm looking forward to going on and chatting Liverpool with Drifty and the guys over there. So thank you very much for inviting me on. I'm sure you guys know Drifty and Coppish. If you don't, check it out, another great Liverpool channel. But on this one tomorrow, another reason that I won't be able to do the live stream tomorrow night is that I'm going to be up in Dublin. I'll be able to do the podcast with Drifty when I'm out and about, because all I need is a microphone basically on my phone, so I'll be able to do that when I'm out and about, but I won't be able to stream. But the reason that I won't be able to stream tomorrow is we're going up kitchen shopping. So we're going up to Dublin tomorrow to have a look for a new kitchen, because as I said to you guys the other day, unfortunately my wife was in an accident last year, and she wasn't at fault in that accident, and she got a few quid from the accident, and she wants to put in the new kitchen, and this is where I need your help. Is there anybody out there perhaps that is a carpenter, works in a kitchen company, would be open to perhaps giving me some advice? Now, I'm not on here looking for discounts. I'm not sitting on here looking for someone to come and install a free fucking kitchen in me gaff. Far from it. I've just never bought a kitchen before, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm an absolute moron when it comes to all things DIY. So yeah, if there's anyone local around Wicklow, Dublin, Wexford, anyone like that on, please do get in touch, right? Because I fucking love your help with this one. Right, let me move back on to all things Liverpool. Shameless plug there, I know, but yeah, big thing in our family's life. Never had a new kitchen before. Never had any amount of money, like never had a chunk of money in our lives. So yeah, want to get this one right, I think it's fair to say. Sorry, buddy, I'm from Tipperary, said Colin McAteer. Close, mate, but so fucking far. What else we got? We don't need anybody upsetting our great community, said Joanne. Exactly. I mean, everybody's welcome in, Joanne. You know that, and you've seen that yourself. We're an open and friendly bunch in here. But yeah, you can keep your attitude if that's the way you want to come in with it. And I don't mean that's you, Joanne. Obviously, I'm not talking to you, my friend. I meant that as an open statement. Any news on Robbo? Looks like he's a doubt, Kevin, for Saturday's game against Crystal Palace, mate, but not yet fully ruled out that I'm aware of. What's this? Craig get 3Q like quotes. Oh, yes, absolutely. Brother, yeah. As I said, we're going up tomorrow to one company, seeing what they have to say. And then we will probably price up an IKEA kitchen and with a carpenter to come and install that, and probably go to a couple more, as you've said. But the problem with me, and excuse me, just bear with me for 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I know you tuned in to talk about Liverpool, but this is where I need your help. With a kitchen, it's pretty scary because you've got like electricians, plumbers, maybe carpenters, or kitchen fitters. And it's not just as simple as ripping out presses and putting in new presses. You know, there's a whole lot of other stuff that goes with it that frightens the shit out of me because I'm not a tradesperson. I wish I was. I wish I was good with my hands, but I am absolutely fucking shocking. Craig, did you see the charity stream that Mark Goldbridge did? I've heard about it, mate. I heard he raised over 10 grand for cancer, and I've said it all along. Mark is an absolutely wonderful fella, and what a selfless act, what a selfless deed, and money going to a really good cause. So nothing but love to Mark Goldbridge for what he did there. Yeah, nothing but love. Figured you for a Bob the Builder, Craig. I'm surprised. Oh, mate, no. Oh, no. I'm shocking. Absolutely shocking, mate. I'm one of them people that puts together something from IKEA and defo has spare parts. Without a shadow of a doubt. Definitely has spare parts. Yeah, I'm shocking. I'm first to admit it, mate. I'm not a hands-on person at all. The Irish want it done right, to Colin McAteer. Yeah, there is that as well. I mean, I've often said to my wife, heaven forbid we were to get a house built if, you know, let's say in a great world, this channel went ballistic and we all became rich and we're getting a house built. I would fucking hate to work for me. Oh, I'd hate to work for me because I'm a pain in the ass. I mean, so much is one thing at a place. And ask Connor, I'm a nightmare. So yeah, there is that as well. Good luck with your kitchen. We did ours after our house flooded. Get the things that you love. You live with it every day, said Liz. Well, firstly, Liz, I'm terribly sorry to hear that your house flooded, mate. Jesus, that must have been horrible. But looks like you came out the other side of it and you're happy with your new kitchen, which is brilliant. And yeah, it's the really scary part about it is like we've never had a lump of money before. We live like everybody else, you know, week to week, getting by like most other people. Never had a lump sum of money in my life before. So, and when I say lump sum, like we're not talking fucking tens of thousands or anything like that, but you know, enough to hopefully get the kitchen in. Yeah, scary shit though. Stuff like this keeps me awake at night. Craig is a hip-hop DJ. Craig was actually a hip-hop DJ and a rap DJ. Yes, that actually was a true... I don't know if that was a complete guess or not, Hayne, but yeah, when I was 17, 18, 19, that's what I did, yeah. I was a DJ. Get IKEA, but your own fitter, or burn cash, said Maverick. Yeah, IKEA, that scares the shit out of me, mate, because, as you said, there's so many different bits to be got, and so many different things to tie together. If you could get somebody that will just come in and do it all for a reasonable price, that's what I'd hope for anyway. Us Reds are perfectionists, said John Snuff. Damn right, mate. Damn right. Well, you've got Kloppo as the gaffer. Love your streams from Watchalong, said Adam. Thank you very much, Adam. Really appreciate that, mate. I promise you, I'm going to flip it back around to Liverpool now. Excuse my selfishness there, just asking about the kitchen, but I was hoping that maybe there'd be somebody in there who'd be able to point me in the right direction. IKEA in Dublin is massive, said John Irwin. I've been there on a few occasions, mate, and it frightens the bejesus out of me. I mean, there's so many people, so much stuff, such a big space. Yeah, it is big, and it does frighten the shit out of me. I'm not good in big spaces like that. To save money, Craig, you can just do the demo. It's easy and very satisfying. I get where you're coming from, and I've done that before with appliances and stuff, Andrew. I've definitely asked them, can I buy the show models of stuff, definitely, yeah. But with kitchens, I suppose you got to be lucky in that it fits. Mr. Crosby's in the house. How are we, sir? Danny was in asking about you earlier on, wondering where the fuck you were. I used to be a b-boy, said Hey. Nice. Kitchen tip: get the floor done first. We didn't. What's this? We didn't put there lots of vinyl in 6 years. Oh, that's the beauty of it, Billy. The floor is done, and we got tiling. We got lovely tiling done about 18 months ago, maybe. We got our hall, our entrance hall, and our kitchen and our bathroom downstairs tiled. So yeah, the floor won't need to be touched, which is absolutely brilliant. That's one big plus. Man was at the library, said Connor Crosby. I mean, do you know what I mean? Getting the work in, getting it done like a good man, getting the college stuff sorted. No windows in IKEA, so you can't see the passing of the day. Keep you in there for days. Oh man, Stephen, the amount of times I've gone to IKEA, well, I say the amount, it's about 2 or 3, but gone in there and you go in there with a plan. You go in there and go, I'm going to get this table, I'm going to get this unit, and before you know where you are, you've got 50,000 tea towels, 17 clips, 58 bags of meatballs, 17 packets of crisps, 16 fucking, I don't know, corner units that you didn't think you needed, 57 fucking shelves, and not the thing that you went in there to get because they're out of stock. Or one part of it. Is there anything more frustrating than when you go to IKEA and one part of the 4 or 5 parts that you need isn't in stock? Oh, it's heartbreaking stuff. First world problems though, do you know what I mean? Colin McIntyre said, Craig, I'm after looking it up. Kitchen Wild and Kitchen World are good for new kitchens. I think I've come across Kitchen World actually in my search, but Cash and Carry Kitchens is where I'm going to tomorrow up in Sandyford. So that's that's the first stop because they're the ones I see advertised the most on the TV. So there you go. Brian has Craig ranted about Dermot Bannon. Yeah, that's not me, mate. Brian is the one that ran. Brian's family is the one that were ranting about Dermot Bannon. I haven't got that type of money, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'm a pauper. It's Mr. Morrissey and his family that can afford the likes of Dermot Bannon. I don't rant about him. He's out of my price range. Don't have IKEA at my sound. Saw one last night in Sheffield. It was huge. Want to see Liam Gallagher. Got a ticket for my birthday tomorrow. Nice one. Colum is going to see Liam Gallagher on Sunday, Dave. So, he's looking forward to that one as well. But yeah, happy birthday to you, mate. I'm glad you got a ticket. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. What about Diet Chav? You didn't mention it. Well, it is here. I'm back on the little itty bitty bottles again today because I have a few more of them to get through. Sláinte. What else we got? Yo, Tony, how are you, sir? Welcome in. Brian said his sister sacked Dermot Bannon. There you go. Right, let me talk about something else Liverpool related because time's getting away from us really quickly here. So Pep Lijnders has left us in no doubt that the Club World Cup is a competition that Liverpool really want to win. He said it would be incredible to become champions of the world. Not many big teams get this chance. It's a mark, a stamp of a strong process over many years. And going back to me here, as I've mentioned on the stream before, it's a trophy that Liverpool have never won as a club. So it would look pretty damn good in our trophy room. So I fully understand Pep Lijnders' way of thinking, and it is the same as most of us thought. We'll probably see the weakened side in the Carabao Cup against Aston Villa and the more serious squad over there trying to win the World Club Cup. Because who doesn't want that sexy ass gold badge on the Liverpool shirt for the next 12 months? I do. I'm sure you guys do, and it seems the Kloppo, Pep Lijnders and the club really want to go and win that competition. So, yeah, fingers crossed we can get it done. It would be a shame for all this messing about and having to field 2 different teams within 24 hours on 2 separate fucking continents and not to go and win the Club World Cup. So, fingers crossed. What else have we got? Who are we playing in that? Don't know if that's been decided, has it? Somebody was saying that the Copa Libertadores was taking place over the weekend. I'm not too sure. I don't know. I mean, the semi-final will be, I don't know who they're from. It'll be like somebody from Asia or Africa, or I don't know what continents, mate, who are playing in the semi-final. I know the final's usually against the winner of the Copa Libertadores, basically the Champions League of South America. And the last time we lost over in Tokyo, I think it was Tokyo we lost the last time. Dave Sweeney said 2 watch-alongs in 24 hours. Woohoo! Yeah, there is that as well, mate. I mean, I'm really looking forward to the busy period in December because I get to do so many watch-alongs on here, and I absolutely love doing the watch-alongs. So yeah, the more games the better. Will Adrian be playing in the Carabao Cup? I'd say Kelleher, Scotty. At a guess, I'd say Adrian will probably be over with what I would say class as the first team for the Club World Cup, and I would say probably Creevy and Kelleher for the Carabao Cup, since he's been playing in that competition anyway. Very important game against Palace, said Tylo 28 City and Chelsea draw, win for Liverpool will be perfect. Yeah, there is another massive game in the Premier League coming up for Chelsea on Manchester City on Saturday. I think a 5:30 kickoff for that one. What have we got? Asian Cup champion, Sir Brian Morrissey. Thank you very much, sir. Colin, thank you as well, mate. Really appreciate the kind words. What time will the Qatar games be on at our time? Somebody said it was really viewer friendly, actually, Connor. I don't want to lie, but I think somebody said there'll be like evening time, our time for the Club World Cup, which would be great. Bernadette Farrell till he just got an LG 55-inch for £429. Sweet. I have a weird story actually about smart tellies, Bernadette. We bought 3 of the same television in different sizes at different times because they were such good value. There was a deal on in Tesco on Sharp smart televisions. And at first I didn't want to buy one because they used to sponsor Manchester United. Yes, I am that fucking petty. But then we got a smaller one for a bedroom. I think it was 40 inches or something like that. That's what she said. And she definitely didn't say that. And yeah, it was really good. And the picture was amazing. So we bought a 55-inch one for the sitting room. And then we bought a 32-inch one for one of the kids' rooms. But yeah, the quality and the price of TVs these days is fucking mad how cheap they are. Is the Palace game on in Ireland for a watch-along? We will be doing a watch-along off of Craig, but unfortunately it isn't on in Ireland. Yeah, I think the game they're showing this weekend, I can't remember. I think it's the Arsenal game, maybe. I can't remember what 3 p.m. kickoff it is, but it isn't Liverpool. Nor is the week after's game a home to Brighton on television either. But we will be doing watch-alongs in both, mate. Starting from 2:30 both weekends. And then, of course, we've got the Champions League game against Napoli as well coming up during the week between the two, and that's a very important game because if you go and win that one, we'll top the group and we can pretty much send the weakened side over to Salzburg then for the last game, which would be handy because any rest we can give the players would be great. Dave Sweeney said 2 hours plus the matches are on about 5 p.m. our time, so there you go, pretty perfect. Unless of course you've got to make the dash home from work to watch them. That's brilliant. You didn't want to buy Sharp TV because I'm that petty at times, Simon. It took the wife giving me a pretty good talking to in the shop to make me back down, mate. I don't argue with my wife. She's usually right in these things. But yeah, I am that petty. 7:30 watch along for Napoli as it kicks off at 8 next Wednesday, said Scotty. Yep, always about 30 minutes before the game kicks off. And I'm buzzing for that one. I love Champions League nights and I can't wait to get revenge on Napoli because they celebrated when they beat us over in Naples like they just won the fucking Champions League. Well, I hope we get revenge. I hope we fucking beat them and beat them well at Anfield. And yeah, we go on top the group, which would be fucking great. It's time to get ready for the hectic festive period, said John Irwin. Oh, as a football fan, I mean, even pushing aside the Liverpool stuff, just as a football fan, I absolutely love December because the games just come thick and fast, and it's great. There's like it's every day nearly that there's football on, and I absolutely love it. Christine Nolan said won't get AIG insurance for the same reason. I love it, Christine. I don't know what to say. I do love it. Don't forget the AJ fight as well. Yep, 7th of December, Dara. Yeah, looking forward to that one as well. For those Logan Paul fans out there, I think we touched on this the other night. It looks like he wants to appeal the decision, the 2-point deduction that he got in his fight against KSI. So, I mean, I don't want to see a third fight there, but I just thought I'd mention it. See, this boxing came up in the chat. Imagine world, European and English champions, and don't forget the Super Cup, Malcolm, as well, mate. We will be the first English club to hold the European Cup, the Super Cup and the World Club Cup concurrently if we go and win it in December, mate, which is another first, and another, apart from the fact that we haven't won the World Club Cup before, holding all those three at once would be the first English club to do that, so another reason why wanting to go and get it. Stephen Booker said, or buy a Chevrolet. Well, there's various other reasons to not go and buy a Chevrolet, mate. Actually in America maybe it's a little bit different because there are some there's bigger Chevrolets that are semi decent, but the type of Chevrolets that you get over here are just not great. I want to be kind in my language. What have we got? Is he launching a petition? Said Brian Morrissey. No, he's not going full on United fans, mate. He's no, I think he's appealing to the sanctioning body. I have to admit though, and Dara, I'd love to get your input on this, mate, as a boxing fan as well, and any other boxing fans. I very, very, very rarely remember seeing a 2-point deduction in a boxing fight. Usually you get a warning, a point deduction, then another point deduction if necessary, and then a disqualification. I I was trying to think of it earlier on. I can't think of a 2-point deduction that I remember seeing in boxing. And I've watched a lot of fucking boxing. Is he lost in the petition? That's still making me smile, mate. Right, so Echo, actually the Echo. I do love reading the Echo. I know that some people are fans of the Echo, but I find them a very good source of information for Liverpool. They were running a live poll on their website, and what they were asking was, who is Liverpool's best player of the last decade? The main choices were Suarez, Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino, and other. And their staff voted, and their staff vote had Suarez coming out on top. But what I want to know, ladies and gentlemen, is who has been your greatest Liverpool player of the last decade? I was trying to think back to think how far we could go before we bring Stevie G into that equation. There wasn't many shouts or much talk of it in the article that I read, but I want to know who is yours. I agree on the Luis Suarez thing, by the way. I think Suarez probably has been the greatest footballer to play for Liverpool with his levels of performance in the past decade. Now, we are talking about in the past decade. Connor with the it was 3 fouls in quick succession thing, yeah, mate, but it wasn't. It was one concurrent situation. You can talk about holding behind the head, you can talk about the punch, and you can talk about the punch going down, but it's even at that. I've seen similar instances many times watching fights. I've never seen a 2-point deduction. Not that I'm trying to stick up for Logan Paul here in any way, shape or form. What have we got? Suarez said Brian Morrissey. Suarez said Scotty as well. Salah by far said Callum. Do you want now genuinely, Callum? Do you think Salah's performances have been better than those of Luis Suarez over a similar period of time? I honestly, in good conscience, can't look past Salah or Suarez. Excuse me. Yeah, I think Suarez is the right answer in this one, but I love Mo as well. So any shouts from Mo, I'm happy with. I just don't think Mo has shown that same level of consistency that we got from Luis Suarez. Although there's been a lot less biting from Mo, which is a good thing, clearly. Suarez, as much as I hate to say it, said GURP 7. Any news about Van Dijk? Nothing to suggest that he might be in any danger of not playing, Kamal. Obviously, we know that he withdrew from the Dutch squad again for the game against Estonia for personal reasons. I think a lot of us are hoping that those personal reasons were Ronald Koeman saying, you know what, mate, you're all right. We don't need you for this one. If you need a bit of a rest, go back and get yourself sorted out. Because we know Ronald Koeman with his red Christmas tree and all, even managing Everton, was really a massive red deep down. So he was probably just trying to help Virgil out. And that's the way I hope the situation worked out. Roy Jones got disqualified for hitting a downed opponent, said Dave Smith. Yep, and also there was another disqualification recently for an English fighter who lost the fight. Then they looked at it back. Your man was disqualified, and then he vacated the belt. I can't for the life of me remember who it was. I think we spoke about this the other night in the stream as well. How do I not remember who it was? Can't remember who it was, but yeah, it did happen recently there as well. Suarez didn't win a trophy with us as well, said Callum. Did he not win a League Cup? Did he not win a League Cup? No, I could have sworn Suarez won a League Cup. Again, my memory's shocking though, as you know. But I was almost certain he'd won a League Cup. Did I ever play GAA as a young fella? Yes, I did, mate. I played at my school. Yes, played it all the way through school with my schools. But never club football. Although local club would have been Kilmacud Crokes from school. Coola, when I came to where I lived, would have been my local club. What have we got? He won a League Cup, somebody else said. There you go. So I was right. He did win a League Cup. Genie with the hat-trick, said John Gilchrist. Absolutely delighted for him, mate. Genie loves playing international football lately, doesn't he? Banging in goals. Charlie Edwards, thank you very much, Sticky. Charlie Edwards was the boxer. Spot on, mate. When you're right, you're right. Yeah, so Charlie Edwards lost his fight, but then your man was disqualified, and then Charlie Edwards vacated the title, I think because he was struggling to make that weight anyway. Love how when Yaldum scores a hat-trick and a Dutch win, said Storm Thomas. Great to see. Absolutely delighted for Genie. Love Genie when Yaldum. Gives us another reason to sing the song at some points, doesn't it? Jesus, Craig, forgot you were streaming tonight. Went to the chipper and got a batter burger. Now, PJ. You know I like to go on my little tangents on here, ladies and gentlemen. from any part of the world here where they serve batter burgers, a batter burger in a bun. Firstly, if you haven't had it, you're missing out. They're fucking delish. Hard to tack in a bun, but delicious. What do you call it? If you do have batter burgers in buns in your part of the world, what do you call it? This is something that I wondered if it was an Irish thing, a Dublin thing. There's a specific name that I have in my mind that I don't want to put out there because I want to see if anybody else has ideas for this one. But Jesus, a batter burger and a bun, mate. That is delicious, although, artery clogging. Luis Suarez all day. He was a goat, said Anne. Suarez, he was one of my favourite ever players. I love the guy. I've said it time and time again. For all his faults, I absolutely love Luis Suarez. Bobby's different. Class, totally agree, said Simon Pearson. Love Bobby Firmino. He's my favourite Liverpool player, Simon. And does so much stuff that he doesn't get the credit for. Whirly Burger, said Jeff. That's exactly where I was going, Jeff, mate. That's exactly the answer that I had in my head. Farmer Food, said Dave. Just call it batter burger still. No, it's not. No, it's not, Crosby. When you are just so wrong on this, you naive little fool. It's not just called a batter burger, mate. It's called a whirly burger. Heartburn, said Genie. Yes, for me, absolutely heartburn, mate. Cash Ali got disqualified for hitting Price on the floor. No, he didn't. He got disqualified for biting David Price, mate. Twice, I believe. Maybe even 3 times, but he got disqualified for biting him. It wasn't for hitting him. What's a batter burger in a bun? It's a burger. I'm sorry, mate. I'm genuinely trying to give the honest answer here. I don't mean to sound sarcastic. It's a beef burger dipped in batter, deep fried, and then put into a burger bun. And it's so Irish and English, I think, this, isn't it? Like a battered sausage, batter burger. Mane or Barnes, asked Neil Anthony. Oh, mate, that is a difficult decision. Love both of them. Oh, don't know if I can pick, honestly. Digger was one of my favourite players ever. And the man had leg muscles like no other. Those shorts were almost begging for oxygen. Love John Barnes. But I do love Sadio Mane as well. And he is playing at a really high level. Oh, I can't pick, Neil. I love them both too much. In Hartlepool, England, we just call it a batter burger and a bun, said Red Ian. There you go. I mean, it's straight, mate. It's to the point. It's called, can I have a batter burger and a bun, please? No, it's called a whirly burger, bitches. You and Crosby with your fucking southeast nonsense. Up in Dublin, mate, it's called a whirly burger. And that's the answer. It's not just called a batter burger and a bun. There is a name to it, bitches. What else have we got? Bobby is the best in the last decade, said Dave Sweeney. Young Min Son 2020, said Shay Trainer. I just don't see that happening, mate. I don't see the manager going in there, whoever it might be, whether it be Mourinho, whoever it is, being willing to sanction the sale of him when you've probably got Ericsson, maybe Alderweireld and a couple of others. Who was Danny Rose is walking out in 18 months as well. Do you batter and fry the buns as well? No, mate, sorry. No, the buns are just toasted or not, if that's your preference. But, no, oh God, imagine doing that though. That would be interesting. No, you don't, mate, just the burger part. Genie got a hat-trick, said James Painter. Love the way the amount of people that are pointing this out. Love the Genie when you yelled them. Fan fest. More of that, please. Keep it coming. Baddie Bunny, said Redfan72. I'm definitely not going into the chipper, mate, and asking for a baddie bunny. They will look at me like I'm a little bit stranger than I normally am. In Nottingham, they're non-existent. Well, there you go, Blue. You can be the first going to the chippy and say, give me a batter burger and a bun, aka a whirly burger. And yeah, don't be scabby with the ketchup. Deep fried, a beef burger. Deep fried sounds like cholesterol on a bun. It is, Cape Town Muslim. It really is, mate. It is horrifically bad for you, but also extremely delicious. The bag is deep fried too. Yeah, they just fuck everything in, mate. Just get your order, just drop it into batter and then fry it. 90% sure Ericsson will be in Madrid if that's what's said about Vertonghen and his wife is true, said Liam Kelly. Look, I don't want to get into that, although there was a video posted by Declan Rogers, one of our subscribers and a friend of the channel, who was shown the Aviva Stadium singing Vertonghen shagging your wife, basically, to Christian Eriksen, as he was taking the old corner. I think Eriksen will walk at the end of the season. It's just a matter of where he's going to go. Bada burger in a bun with a Dublin accent, said Dave Sweeney. Score prediction for Liverpool versus Villa. What the fuck? Where are we going with the Villa game? Are we talking the Carabao Cup already? That's too far ahead, mate. We talk about the Palace game first. Jambon Banana. Love that name, mate. You are definitely getting a winner. Oh, a thumbs up for that one. Fucking Jambon Banana. What a name. Welcome. Great to see you. What a name. Jambon. I mean, that could be my next child's name if I hadn't already had the snip, like. But Jambon Banana. I mean, yes. Jambon Banana. More of that, please. More of those type of names, ladies and gentlemen. John Barnes had crazy big thighs, said Cape Town Muslim. Yeah. Another man who defo didn't skip leg day. You sure do love your burger, said Shay. I do, mate. Look at me. I look like a man that loves a burger. Pizza's my favourite food, mate, but burgers, yes, definitely I love a burger. What else have we got? Oh, and other news, in other important Liverpool Football Club news that you guys might not have picked up on, but don't worry, Craig's here. Craig's got your back. Undoubtedly the biggest news of this week is the fact that Liverpool Football Club have now launched a range of Hello Kitty products on the club store. The new range includes a variety of t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, tracksuit pants and pyjamas suitable for women, girls, babies and big bald YouTube presenters. This is indeed true. Liverpool Football Club have actually launched a Hello Kitty range, and you can buy your kids pyjamas. You can buy a plush Hello Kitty doll with the Liverpool kit on it. Not saying that I'm going to buy it, but there's a very fucking high chance that I sit here one day with a Hello Kitty doll with a Liverpool shirt on it as my co-host, perhaps. I mean, I'm open to somebody buying it for me as a Christmas present. If any Secret Santas out there want to buy me something, it's £15 on the club store. Hello Kitty fucking Liverpool shirt. What more do you want? I'm not joking. I genuinely want to buy that Hello Kitty plush doll with the Liverpool shirt on it. Because who doesn't like Hello Kitty? Come on, let's be honest about this. Who doesn't like Hello Kitty? I got an update as well. Remember I was telling you about the brilliant Divock Origi Christmas jumper that Redmen TV are selling on their website, which I do go and check it out. The jumpers are absolutely fucking class on there. My order was dispatched, so I'm looking forward to getting that bad boy and wearing the 90+4 Merry Christmas Divock Origi jumper. Can't wait for that one to come. Also Connor will probably be able to put in his Twitter handle as well. Carl, who is one of the greatest designers in the world, basically does stuff for BBC, for Liverpool, for many other things. He has a range of Christmas jumpers out as well that are absolutely phenomenal if you're looking for something special to wear on Christmas Day. Redmen TV have a great range, but Carl as well has, I think he's put out 3 Christmas jumpers, which are absolutely brilliant, and I would highly advise you to go and check out if I can think of his Twitter handle or comment. There it is, Carlton81, brilliant, absolute quality stuff from him as well. Jumpers are phenomenal. Son to Liverpool, said Marcus. I'd love it. I would love it, mate. And I can't think of many players that I would absolutely guarantee would fit into our system straight away and hit the ground running. And I would have no doubt that Son would be a great addition to our squad. I just can't see it happening. That would go down as one of those I'd love it to happen, but it won't happen ones. Brian Morris, he said non-registered sex offenders. Call me what you want, mate. I like Hello Kitty. If you don't like Hello Kitty, mate, then there's something wrong with you in my eyes. Who doesn't love Hello Kitty? I would almost say that anybody that has children has Hello Kitty somewhere in their house. Somewhere. It's called diabetes in a bap. Kira's playing catch up. Not diabetes. It's not too much sugar in it, so I wouldn't really go with diabetes. I would say it's more cholesterol in a bun, or heart attack in a bun, or somebody pointed out earlier on, heartburn in a bun. Cape Town Muslim said Craig and Hello Kitty PJs. No, see, this is where I get annoyed, mate. So, as I pointed out earlier on, they have a range for women, girls, babies. I added in the big ball YouTube presenters, but no. We've been sexistly left out of the Hello Kitty range. No male stuff there whatsoever. Ne'er a sniff of a Hello Kitty man's product anywhere. Are we not entitled to get Hello Kitty stuff? I could sit here in a Hello Kitty onesie if they were for sale, but they ain't, unfortunately, from the Liverpool shop. We need to boil piss and go sign Son and Kante, said Connor. Oh, mate. I mean, I've said this before, there isn't enough shithousery going on between football clubs these days. If I'm Liverpool, I'm fully going in there and trying to sign Harry Kane on a wind-up, just to destabilise Spurs. Then I'd go and do the same to Manchester City. And there's not enough of that goes on these days. There should be more of this destabilising players and going in and making bullshit offers to try and sign players. I mean, why aren't people going to trying to get Harry Kane just to wind Spurs up? I would say it about United, but there genuinely isn't really anyone there that anybody wants. Start a petition, Craig, said Joanne. No, I haven't got enough time on my hands to be starting petitions over Hello Kitty stuff. And I already think that Liverpool Football Club aren't very fond of this channel already, so the last thing I want to do is be starting an argument with them over Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty sexism 2020, said Dave Sweeney. I agree, Son and Kante will be ridiculous, said Hayne. Will you be in Hello Kitty baby outfit in the next video? No, unfortunately, Andre. But I am strongly considering getting that Hello Kitty doll. Plush teddy bear. Sorry, I'm strongly considering getting that very manly and very Craig-centric Hello Kitty Liverpool. Definitely not plush doll teddy bear. Did I watch the Ireland game? Yeah, I did. It was exactly as I predicted, a 1-1 draw. Actually, I predicted a 1-1 draw, but I didn't predict the level of performance that actually Ireland put up with. I thought Ireland deserved to win that game, but when you don't create enough opportunities and you've only scored 7 goals in the entire group stage, it's unfortunate. Scoring goals has been a problem, but still got the playoffs, and as I said earlier on, congratulations to Wales and England on their qualification. PJ Lad said, birthday on Friday, so what would make it perfect is you wishing me a happy birthday, us beating Crystal Palace, and then me scoring a goal in my match on Sunday. Well, I can take care of one of those for you, PJ, mate, and I do sincerely wish you a wonderful birthday on Friday, mate. I hope it's a fantastic day. I hope you have the weekend that you want as well. Score that goal, Liverpool to pick up the 3 points, and lots of love to you, mate, from myself, Connor, and everybody else at the channel, buddy. Have a wonderful birthday. What's this? Hello Kitty has 10 letters. Kylian Mbappe has 12. 12 minus 10 equals 2. We're targeting Sancho and Mbappe. 2 players, 2 equals 2. Sancho and Mbappe confirmed. I mean, that was a mouthful there for gibberish, Connor, but I got through it. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I love your thought process there, if we can call it that. I think Son will be perfect for this LFC team, so Cape Town Muslim. Yeah, so do I, but it won't happen, unfortunately. Mascot, said Yo Tony. I think he may have been out with that little fucking fraud of a mascot of ours who I don't like very much. I think they did have a little appearance together. I'm fairly sure I read that somewhere. Maybe it was at the ladies' game at Anfield on Sunday. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that little red fraud was out with Hello Kitty somewhere. Fun fact, Hello Kitty was started in a city in Japan, which roughly translates to "we're fucking massive." There you go. Fun fact here from Anfield Agenda. I still can't stop watching the Liverpool versus Barcelona highlights. What a game, said Ariane. I don't blame you, mate. I often go back and rewatch those highlights as well, and then go back and rewatch the video of me celebrating the goals. Because I'm not very rarely ever that happy. So yeah, I like to look back and see myself, let myself go. Well, I let myself go from a weight perspective a long time ago, but let myself go from just, enjoying myself, being in the moment. Yeah, that's one of the best ones for me, without a doubt. So is Sancho coming to us in January, or is all BS rumours I'm reading? Firstly, it ain't happening in January, mate. You can rule that one right out. Borussia Dortmund have said time and time again that any deal for Sancho would be towards the end of the season. They've still got ambitions to do well in the Bundesliga and stuff, so he's got to stay there for the rest of the season. But after that, I think there is genuinely a chance that we're interested. Obviously, we've got Nike coming on as a potential kit manufacturer. That'll bring in a few quid. They're going to want to make a statement as well. Jurgen Klopp has spoken very highly of Jadon Sancho in the past, and I think the Mbappe stuff was all fun and games. I genuinely didn't think that was ever going to happen, but Sancho, there's a possibility, and that's all I'm going to say, because there are going to be many clubs after him. But I would say that there's more to that, yes. I would say you could definitely see some truth in that potential deal. Ollie versus Mourinho in a few weeks, said Mo16. Maybe, mate. Mourinho, so far, one of the front runners for the Spurs job. For those of you just tuning in that don't know, Mauricio Pochettino got the sack from Spurs earlier on today. Do you think Gini should play further forward for Liverpool? I could say yes, mate, but the simple truth is that the roles are different and the systems are different. So he's got a lot more license to play with Holland because Holland have a lot more space from the play in. Liverpool's system and their midfielders involved just the midfield has been the workhorses basically of the team. And it's Genie or Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain to play in that forward position. And at the moment, my heart will go with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain because I think he's phenomenal. And Genie can do a job anywhere. I mean, Genie's versatility is almost a fault at Liverpool because he can be played in so many positions that he's never really been able to nail down one spot. If you get where I'm coming from, it's because like Milner, he's so versatile. So it's not as simple as just saying give him more space or play him further forward. I think it's to do with the system as well, and the fact that we create a lot of our stuff to the fullbacks. Who do I think should get the Spurs job? It depends on what philosophy and style of football. See, for Daniel Levy, he's going to want to try and bring in somebody who's going to as close to guarantee them Champions League football as possible, because obviously they've got that new stadium. They're going to want to have Champions League football in there, and they're going to want to bring in a lot more revenue, which of course you need Champions League football to do, to attract sponsors, to get corporate ticket sales, to get higher caliber of players, more television money. So you're going to want a manager with top level experience. Eddie Howe has been mentioned as a potential for the Spurs job. Can he make that step up? I don't know. Nagelsmann has been mentioned. Allegri, somebody else mentioned earlier on in the chat. I don't really want to see anybody in there because I'm not a Spurs fan, and the shitter caliber of manager any of our rivals can get is beneficial to us. So, like, I don't want to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer leaving United because I want to see United fans wallow in that misery for a very long time of having him in charge. Same way, I don't want to see Pochettino going into United there because that would worry me because I really rate Pochettino as a manager. Mourinho, I wonder, would he go to Spurs? Would he get the checkbook that he perhaps is used to getting in his managerial roles? I don't know. Maybe Mourinho's mellowed a little bit and maybe he thinks that he's got enough to work with there at Spurs, and with a couple of additions he could do a decent job. JDM Carr said the United stands better. See, mate, the thing about that, which is really funny, is you've come in to troll us. You've proved that you're thick as dog shit because you can't even construct a fucking legible sentence. It's the United stands is better. So there's an apostrophe between the D and the S, you dumb fuck. So if you're going to come in to try and troll me, at least have the intelligence to put a sentence together that I can read out correctly. Because like most trolls, mate, you are a stupid person that can't even troll correctly. So you just keep proving my points, trolls, don't you? Come over, try and be funny, and try and belittle us, and just show yourself up for being an uneducated fucking moron. But hey, JDM Cars, that's on you, mate, not on me. And I like the United stand. And Mark Gobish does a great job on there, and he's a friend of ours. So I'm not going to belittle the United stand, but you are a dickhead, mate. So from all of us here at Anfield Agenda, and I think I do speak for us all, go fuck yourself. TTFN. And as Connor said, DCV. DCV is another one we could throw in there as well. But my version, mate, is just go fuck yourself. Basically, is for me to you. Mods are losing their Brian. Where were you, Brian? Come on, mate. Get your finger out of your ass. Spend less time being sarcastic and more time doing your moderating, Brian. Don't make me pull the plug on you as well, bitch. Oh yeah, it's possible. Genie has been one of the best performers the last 2 years, said Anne. Genie is fantastic, and absolutely love Genie Wijnaldum. And as I said, I put out a tweet the other day saying he's one of the most underappreciated players in the league. I love the thumbnail. Tell the trolls how many times we've been champions of Europe. 6 of the best, PJ, my friend. 6 of the motherfucking best. I like to think we played a little part in this Pochettino Spurs debacle. But Dave Sweeney said Sky Sports breaking news: Spurs in contact with Jose just now. There you go. Of course, there will now be people flooding the Sky betting sites to put money on Jose Mourinho being the next Spurs manager. Not that there is in any way, any shape or any form, any suggestion that Sky could potentially manipulate any betting market with their television channels. No, they wouldn't do that, I'm sure. I'm sure they're a very ethical company. I genuinely believe that, but it still fucking baffles me that they can have a television channel, a sports news channel, and a fucking betting company. It just doesn't sit well with me at all that they're able to do that. But hey, I'm a realist, really, I suppose, and yeah, I know a lot of people are bugged by that one as well. But in situations like this, they could do whatever they could. I'm not suggesting that they have. Do whatever the fuck they wanted. Say whatever the fuck they want. Link anybody, whoever, to that Spurs job. Take money in the betting sites, and then just have somebody else come out of nowhere and take the job, and then make a shit ton of money. Never sits well with me in these situations. Sky is such a great journalism, said Stephen Booker. Yeah, they don't at all pull a lot of the stuff from Twitter. Not at all. Nope. Sky sources aren't Twitter a lot of the time. Not at all. Just do some neck exercises here. Sorry, a bit of a crick in my neck. Sam Allardyce to Spurs, said Hayne. Don't know, mate. Is there enough gravy? Like I said about Manchester, don't know if there's enough gravy down in that there London to tempt Sam out of retirement. Both say deal can be done by the morning. Christ, that's moving quickly, isn't it? Never thought about that with Sky. This is educational. It bugs the shit out of me, John. Honestly, it's one of like I'm a gambler. I bet money all the time. I do use Sky's betting app as well. So I'm speaking purely honestly here. I use Paddy Power. I use Sky. I use Coral. I've used William Hill. But I'll never understand how they got that license. It just doesn't sit well with me at all. Now, I'm not suggesting that Sky do this at all. I'm just saying the potential is there for them to manipulate markets through their television channel, and say Sky sources suggest that Liverpool are interested in signing Kylian Mbappe. People go then put money on Kylian Mbappe. They make a shit ton of money when there was no real link there. Again, that is a hypothetical scenario, and I'm not in any way suggesting that Sky are dodgy at all. I'm sure that they're absolutely methodical in everything that they do, and yeah, I'm just saying it doesn't sit well with me that the potential for it is there. Wish you could commentate my Sunday League matches. That'd be fun, PJ. Craig sitting in a 3 with a microphone, commentating on the games, calling everybody cunts, screaming abuse at the referee, parents looking at me going, what is going on, and what is that bald possible sex offender doing sitting in a fucking tree? But I'd have to, I'm not even good at climbing, mate. I'd have to get a ladder to get up the tree. Craig, will I take Kevin De Bruyne and Laporte for Van Dijk? Just a crazy thought. No. And nobody's getting Virgil van Dijk away from this football club, but I do love Kevin De Bruyne. He's quality. Forget Mourinho at Spurs, get Nuno, said Azzy. Interesting. Imagine Mourinho joins Spurs, loses 5 games on the trot and gets the sack, said UK Beats. Yeah, but he'd get another massive payday, wouldn't he? Yeah, it is weird because Mourinho as a pundit is really, really intriguing, very insightful, very enjoyable to watch, and seems a lot more fun than Mourinho the manager, who goes cranky very quickly. Craig, you should do an amateur hour stand-up. I would so pay for that, said Andrew Childerhouse. It is a life ambition of mine to do stand-up comedy, mate. I've said it to Connor numerous times. I just wouldn't be good at it. Yeah, I'm a massive stand-up comedy fan, and I fucking wish I could do it, but nah, I'm not a funny person, so whatever about being sarcastic on here from time to time, I mean, stand-up comedy is something that's beyond me, as much as I love it, but I appreciate the kind words, mate, thank you. Mourinho should stick as a pundit, said Shay. I like him as a pundit, mate, I really, really do. I think he's a very different person as a pundit than as a manager. I drank a mug of gravy and couldn't sleep, said Hayne. I'm not particularly fond of gravy. Yeah, not a gravy fan. Big Sam will get Tottenham Hotspur relegated, said Eugene. Man U fans orgasming over Pochettino replacement for Ollie. It's so funny because they were all turned in the corner last week. It was all great. Everything was brilliant. They were moving forward. Some of the links that I'd seen to United, they were signing Haaland, they were signing Sancho. Everything was fucking great. All of a sudden now watch, Ollie isn't good enough, and they all will want Pochettino. Well, a good chunk of them will want Pochettino. And anything, as I said, that destabilises clubs, I'm all for it. So if this stirs shit amongst the United fans, great. More of that, please. Barley said, do it, mate, you'd be awesome at stand-up. The way you ripped that troll was very stand-up-esque. That's the only type of situation, though, Barley, where I think I have any humour. Like, I can't tell a joke for shit. I've tried. But reactionary stuff in the moment, having a go at people who are having a go, picking people out of the audience and maybe taking the piss a bit, yeah, I could potentially see a scenario where I could get away with that, but I wouldn't. Nah, I'll just go on here and take the piss. That's more fun. Cash does stand-up comedy, by the way. I'm not sure if you guys know that. I'm sure I've told you before. And she's very, very funny as well. There's a couple of videos of hers floating around YouTube. If you want to search Cashlin Boyle. Yeah, she's a very funny lady. Going to see Jimmy Carr on Thursday, so won't be here, said Joanne. Have fun, Joanne. As you know, I'm a comedy geek. I love stand-up comedy. Jimmy Carr wouldn't be one of my favourites now, but I can see the appeal. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Pochettino won't save Woodward. Won't unite. I'm going to start out again, Hayne, because I've ruined your comment. Pochettino won't save United. Woodward is their problem. Plus, can't see Spurs give Mourinho the cash that we'd want. Can be proven wrong, though. That's the interesting part for me about the Mourinho link to Spurs. I mean, they've got that wonderful new stadium. It's a London-based club, which would appeal to Mourinho, who still has a home in London. They could probably afford to cover and pay his wages, I would imagine. But it's the being able to attract the players, I wonder. Financially, I mean, would Spurs have enough to satisfy Mourinho? Yeah, it would be interesting. It would be intriguing perhaps to see it happen. Cash seems serious. Didn't figure her for a comedian. She is a woman of many talents. She's almost qualified as a barrister. She is studying journalism right now. She is a stand-up comic in her spare time. She does charity work as well. She writes about football. I don't know where she gets the hours from, but I'm forever in awe of Cash because she's a wonderful person. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think, unless there's another few bits that I've forgotten about, because tonight was a bit of a weird one, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, I think the main things that we can take from tonight is that Mo Salah and Andy Robertson look like they mightn't be ready for the game on Saturday. What else we talked about? Hello Kitty range now available in the Liverpool Club store, so go on there and check it out. And if anybody wants to buy me a Christmas present, I mean, the £15 Hello Kitty teddy bear in the Liverpool kit will be very much appreciated. That's all I'm saying. Any Secret Santas out there, Conor Crosby, do you know what I mean? That would be very much appreciated. Pep Linders has said that Liverpool want to go and win the Club World Cup. He said it would be incredible to become champions of the world. Not many big teams get this chance. It's a stamp of a strong process for many years. So as I said, that would be great to happen as well. Gini Wijnaldum banged in a hat-trick for the Netherlands in their 5-0 win, I think it was, over Estonia. Alisson and Fabinho played for Brazil in their 3-0 victory, I think, over South Korea. Was there anything else that I was supposed to talk about that I forgot? No, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's everything, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, I won't be here tomorrow because I'm out and about with the missus looking for kitchens and a few bits and pieces. But I will be recording the Coppish podcast with Drifty and the gang. I think that's going to be out on Friday, so please do check that one out. Make sure to subscribe, turn notifications on, and give the stream a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. I'll be back on Thursday with a preview of the Crystal Palace game on Saturday. And I can't tell you how fucking happy I am to be looking forward to a game, because this international break has seemed like forever. But look, as always, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Everybody that's been in the chat tonight, it's been real fun chatting with you all. I will chat to you on Thursday, and enjoy a couple of days and up the motherfucking Reds. Love to you all.